Have you ever heard a really cool chord progression on the piano, but all you really knew how to do was play the chords? You didn't know how to make that into beautiful music. That's what I'm here for. Today, I'm going to take a beautiful chord progression that you've probably heard lots of times in worship music and pop songs, and I'm going to show you how to make it your own and easily play by the end of this video. So today we're going to start out in the key of G major. And G major takes place between G and G, and it's all the white notes with only one exception, and that is F. So instead of playing an F, you're going to play an F sharp instead. So once you understand our key, the other rule is that when we start doing a melody and start playing, we're going to always begin and end with a G. That includes our G chord over here. So if we start on a G chord, we're going to also end on a G chord. We're going to start with the 1 chord, and then we're going to go up to the 5. This is called our dominant, and we're going to count up 5 notes in the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our D major. So we're going from the G to the D major. And then we're going to go to the 6th chord, which is built on the E minor. And then to the 4 chord, which is C major. And then 1. Now I'm staying kind of right here in the middle where middle C is, just so that we can see it best. But really when we do these, we're going to be kind of down an octave. But let's stay here for a minute more. Do it one more time. Now we're going to start in the stacked position or the root position chords. That's where they're stacked on top of one another. But for each one of these, I'm going to give you just a couple of different left-handed patterns so that you can try some different patterns in your improvisation. It doesn't always have to be the same. Okay, so stacked version first. We're going to do G, D, E minor, C, and G. Now, I am a worship leader in my church, so I'm playing a lot of worship music, and I'm doing a lot of fills in the background when people are praying and things like that. And this is a really good chord progression that I use all the time because it is the emotional chord progression or the worship chord progression. A lot of worship songs are made out of this one as well. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do representative chords of just an octave. So now I'm going to take it down from middle C. We're going to go down here. So instead of doing the G stacked like this, I'm going to do an octave in my left hand. So we're going to do a G, D, E, C, and G. Now you'll notice that when you do the octaves in the key of G, there are no black notes in the left hand for this chord progression. So instead of just hitting the octaves like this and holding them for whole notes, we're going to do 1, 2 with your thumb. We're going to do 3, 4. 3, 4, then go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Now in the right hand, we're going to echo the chords that we have done in the left. So when you play the chords in the right, you can do inversions of them, which simply means that you do that G, B, and D, and it can be in any way that you want to. So let's start out with an exercise where we try different inversions of the different chords. Now we go to our D, to our E minor, C, so that might take a little bit of getting used to, and you don't have to put hands together right away to get those different chords, but you can absolutely just do hands alone and go all the way through all the different inversions to get those. Then the second step, once you've worked on inversions, is you are going to now think of arpeggiating. So arpeggiating means just playing broken chords or chords that are not played together, but you're playing the notes individually. So this means that you can do them in any version or any order of the inversions as well. So here's what I mean. So we can start off by doing a straight stacked chord, but then we're going to do the inversion and the arpeggios. So just fool around. All I played right there was just a G, B, and D. And I just kind of went along the keyboard and played a G, B, and D. Let's try that for the other ones. Let's try our D major here. Let's do the same for E minor. And then for C. And then back to G. So then we can go ahead and put it all together with our left-handed pattern. So let's hear how this sounds, and then I'm going to give you one more step just to fill this out even more if you want a little bit more to do in your right hand. And the last step to fill this out even more is to think about 5-finger positions for each of our chords. So let me look at the stacked version of each one of these and I'll show you what I mean. So we have G, B, and D. And we have 2 notes that are not being played, this A and this C. So if I make a 5-finger position, then I can add any of those notes. The important notes are the G, B, and D, right? But I pass on by this A and this C in this chord. So the same deal for inversion. So if I look at this inversion, where I've now put this D from up here, I put it on the bottom, we now have different notes in the middle to make a different 5-finger position. So we have our 2-finger over the F sharp, 4-finger over the A. So here's our chord, but then we can also pass by this F sharp and A. Like that. And so if you use 5-finger positions for all of these different chords in inversions, it can sound something like this. If you've learned something in the past 7 or 8 minutes, I'd like you to do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Then you'll be able to know every time I upload new material that's just exactly like this. In fact, I have 3 other chord progressions that are just like this one, also in the key of G, that you're going to love. And I'd love for you to check out that video right here.